On January 5, 2026, Tehran's main rail terminal buzzed with anticipation. The early morning air was thick with excitement as travelers, workers, and onlookers gathered for an event that would soon be etched into the nation's memory. A colossal, 2-kilometer-long train gleamed on the tracks, its silver tankers stretching into the horizon, reflecting the first rays of sunlight. The sheer size and modernity of the train was unlike anything seen before in the region. This was the inaugural journey of the China-Iran rail corridor, a symbol of national pride and a new era for Iran. The project had been years in the making, and now it was finally coming to life before the eyes of the world. Flags of Iran, China, and Central Asian nations fluttered in the crisp breeze, while banners proclaimed the Iron Dragon, a bridge of friendship and prosperity. The station was alive with color and hope. The crowd, citizens, officials, journalists, gathered to witness history in the making. Cameras flashed, and voices buzzed with speculation about what this new connection would mean for the future. Children waved flags, their faces bright with hope for a more connected future. For them, the Iron Dragon was a promise of opportunity, adventure, and a world that felt just a little bit closer. For older generations, the train represented hard-won sovereignty after years of isolation. Many remembered a time when such international cooperation seemed impossible, making this moment all the more poignant. Traditional music played, news drones hovered, and speeches from Tehran and Beijing officials echoed promises of partnership and prosperity. The air was filled with both celebration and solemnity, as leaders spoke of unity and shared progress. The Iron Dragon was more than a train. It was a moving monument to ambition and engineering. A new Silk Road for the age of oil. Its journey would span deserts, mountains, and borders, linking economies and cultures. Each tanker brimmed with Iranian crude, bound for China's booming industries. The cargo symbolized not just commerce but a new era of mutual reliance and growth. This overland route promised security and efficiency, bypassing risky sea lanes. It offered a safer, faster alternative for vital energy supplies, reshaping the logistics of an entire continent. As final checks finished, a hush fell. The scale of the train was breathtaking. Engineers and onlookers alike paused, realizing they were witnessing the dawn of a new era. The Iron Dragon stood ready, a testament to the power of vision and cooperation. Leaders from both nations smiled for cameras, their handshake sealing a partnership built on trust and ambition. Today, steel and oil forged a new bond between East and West. Workers from both countries stood side by side, proud to be part of something greater than themselves. The journey was about to begin, and with it, a new chapter for Eurasia. As the Iron Dragon rolled forward, it carried with it the hopes, dreams, and ambitions of millions, setting the stage for a future defined by connection and cooperation. At 10 o'clock sharp, the Iron Dragon's horn sounded, a signal that history was in motion. The air was thick with anticipation, as if everyone present knew they were witnessing the start of something monumental. The massive train rumbled forward, cheered on by thousands who had gathered from all walks of life. Their excitement echoed through the station, a chorus of hope and pride. This was more than a departure, it was a celebration of a new future. The atmosphere was electric, filled with music, laughter, and the promise of progress. The train would travel over 4,500 kilometers, crossing Iran, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and finally reaching China. It would retrace ancient Silk Road paths, forging new links between East and West. For centuries, such a land route for oil was unthinkable. The harsh terrain and political barriers made it seem impossible, leaving nations dependent on slow, vulnerable sea routes. Now, a rolling pipeline, on rails, was reality. A feat of engineering and determination. Modern technology and international cooperation had turned a dream into steel and motion. The journey would take just over 2 weeks, slashing shipping times compared to the month-long sea voyage. This speed meant fresher supplies, faster trade, and new economic opportunities for millions. The Iron Dragon's name symbolized power and partnership. China's dragon for strength, Iran's iron for resilience. Together, they embodied a vision of unity and shared ambition. Together, they signaled a new force in global affairs. The world's eyes were on this collaboration, recognizing its potential to shift the balance of power. As the last car vanished, a sense of change settled over Tehran. People stood in awe, aware that their city was now a gateway to a new era. The world had witnessed the birth of a new trade artery, bypassing old, maritime choke points. This corridor promised greater security and independence for the nations it touched. This railway was a direct challenge to the established order. It offered an alternative to the dominance of sea routes, rewriting the rules of global trade. The era of maritime dominance in energy trade was being contested by steel, not ships. The world was witnessing a shift from ocean to overland, from tradition to innovation. The Iron Dragon's journey had begun, reshaping the map of global commerce. Its tracks would carry not just oil, but the hopes and ambitions of a new generation. For decades, China's rapid economic growth was fueled by oil shipped through the perilous Strait of Malacca, a narrow passage that has long been one of the world's busiest and most strategically important maritime routes. Over 80% of China's vital oil imports pass through this congested, vulnerable waterway, making it a critical lifeline for the nation's energy security and economic stability. The so-called Malacca dilemma haunted Beijing for years. A single blockade or disruption in this choke point could cripple China's economy and threaten its development. But now, the new China-Iran rail corridor is changing the equation entirely, offering a transformative alternative to the old maritime route. With this overland corridor, oil and goods can travel safely by rail, bypassing the strait and dramatically reducing China's strategic vulnerability to maritime threats. The railway, managed and protected by partner nations, is far less susceptible to blockades, piracy, or international tensions that often plague sea routes. For China, this massive investment is more than just infrastructure. It's a form of insurance, with steel and concrete now securing its energy future and economic ambitions. This shift isn't just about China's interests. It signals a broader transformation in global trade logistics, reshaping how nations connect and compete. For centuries, maritime choke points like Malacca defined the balance of power and the flow of global commerce. The China-Iran Railway stands as the boldest land bridge yet, directly challenging the old rules and opening new possibilities for transcontinental trade. In the years ahead, the future of trade may belong to those who command the rails, not just the waves, as overland routes become increasingly vital. The Iron Dragon is more than a railway. It's a true game-changer in the global energy equation, redefining how nations secure and transport their lifeblood resources. Building the 4,500-kilometer railway was a monumental feat. Engineers blasted through Iran's mountains, spanned deserts with new materials, and overcame searing heat and shifting sands. The route crossed the Karakum and Kizilkum deserts, demanding new service towns and logistical ingenuity. 4 countries, each with unique standards, had to harmonize everything from track gauge to signaling. High-speed automated machines laid tracks, satellites mapped stable routes, tunnels boasted advanced safety systems, locomotives were custom-built for harsh climates with enhanced cooling and sand filters. The result, a seamless double-tracked corridor supporting heavy freight at impressive speeds. Centralized digital control from Xi'an, China, keeps trains moving safely and efficiently. The Iron Dragon set a new benchmark for transnational infrastructure. The Iron Dragon's impact goes far beyond oil. For Iran, it's a lifeline, guaranteeing revenue, stabilizing the economy, and opening new trade routes. China secures reliable energy and advances its Belt and Road vision, sending goods back along the same tracks. Transit countries like Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Kazakhstan gain transit fees, jobs, and new infrastructure. The railway integrates them into the Eurasian economy, reducing dependence on old connections. Along the route, investment in mining, agriculture, and manufacturing is booming. Technology and skills flow with the trains, tying nations' fates together. The Iron Dragon is an engine of shared prosperity, fueling growth across a once isolated region. It's more than a railway, it's a catalyst for transformation. The China-Iran rail corridor marks a strategic shift, challenging centuries of maritime dominance. Since the age of discovery, sea power defined global might. Now, land power is rising. The Iron Dragon is the steel spine of the Eurasian heartland, echoing Mackinder's theories of land-based dominance. Secure land routes diminish the power of naval blockades and shift the focus of competition inland. The US and its allies, long reliant on naval supremacy, must rethink their strategies. Geopolitical rivalry may move from oceans to deserts and steppes. Influence will depend on rail networks, fiber optics, and new alliances. The Iron Dragon is more than infrastructure. It's a declaration of a new world order. Eurasian powers are building a system on their own terms. The future of global power is being redrawn by rails, not just by ships. The Iron Dragon cements a new axis of power: China, Iran, and Russia, challenging the Western-led order. This bloc seeks to reduce vulnerability to Western pressure, deepening economic and political ties. Central Asian republics are drawn into Beijing and Moscow's orbit, weakening Western influence. For Iran, the railway breaks isolation and builds strategic depth, making sanctions less effective. The corridor creates a sanctions-resistant trade ecosystem and challenges the US dollar's dominance. Transactions may increasingly use yuan or local currencies, bypassing Western financial systems. This move toward de-dollarization could reshape global finance. As these nations grow more interconnected, their foreign policies may align, challenging Western narratives. The Iron Dragon is the backbone of this new geopolitical reality. The China-Iran rail corridor promises shared prosperity and connectivity across Eurasia. Proponents see it lifting millions from poverty, reviving ancient trade routes, and fostering peace through interdependence. But new infrastructure can also spark rivalries. China's growing influence may unsettle Russia, and the corridor could divide Eurasia from maritime powers. The railway could become a target in future conflicts, or a source of economic disruption if disputes arise. Deep interdependence brings both opportunity and risk. The Iron Dragon could unite, or divide, the region. Its promise is real, but so are the new fault lines it may create. The Iron Dragon's first whistle was more than a signal, it was a declaration of a new era. This railway redraws the map, connecting not just cities, but destinies. It's a symbol of a multipolar world, built without Western approval, reflecting new ambitions. The China-Iran corridor proves that global patterns can change. The Iron Dragon accelerates Asia's rise and forces a strategic rethink worldwide. As the train rolls across Asia, it carries hopes for prosperity and a new world order. Cooperation has overcome obstacles, new connections create new possibilities. The journey has just begun, and its echo will shape the century ahead.